Her poodle bit my service dog for the third time on a Tuesday afternoon in October. I remember because I was walking back from the mailbox, and Oliver had just done his morning alert check on me. Paw on my knee, steady gaze, the whole routine that had kept me upright through 4 seizures that month. Then I heard the yapping. Not a bark, but a high-pitched scream of a sound. And before I could turn, that white fluffball named Sprinkles had latched onto Oliver's flank. The owner, a woman named Diane who sat on the HOA board, stood on her porch with a martini glass and laughed. "He's just playing," she called. Oliver didn't flinch. He's trained not to. But blood matted his fur in 3 distinct spots. 2 on his side, 1 on his shoulder, and I had to carry him to the car because he was shaking so hard. I took him to the vet that afternoon. Cost me $300 for the stitches and antibiotics. I filed a police report. I documented everything. The officer took photos of the wounds, asked Diane for her dog's vaccination records. She produced a laminated card that said emotional support animal, registered, with some website watermark. The officer shrugged and said it was a civil matter. That's when Diane started her campaign. 2 weeks later, I got a certified letter from the HOA board. It said my service dog, Oliver, posed a nuisance and safety risk to the community because he had been involved in multiple aggressive incidents. The letter cited 3 complaints. The 3 times her dog had bitten my dog. She had filed them against me. She had twisted every attack into proof that Oliver was dangerous. The board voted 6-1 with Diane recusing herself to ban all dogs over 25 pounds from common areas. Oliver is 60 pounds. He's a Labrador Retriever mix with a vest that says medical alert, do not pet. The ban specifically exempted emotional support animals under 20 pounds. Sprinkles weighed 9. I went to the next board meeting. I brought Oliver on a leash, his vest on, his training certificate from Canine Companions for Independence. I also brought a copy of the ADA. I stood at the podium and explained that federal law preempts HOA rules when it comes to service animals. Diane sat at the head of the table in a linen blazer, tapping her pen. She said, "We have a policy. The policy applies to everyone. Your dog has a bite history. We have 3 signed affidavits from residents. I asked to see them. She said they were confidential. I asked if she had recused herself from the vote. She said she had, but the board had acted independently. I looked at the other 5 members. None of them met my eyes. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed and stared at the ceiling while Oliver breathed beside me, his ribs rising and falling. I thought about the 3 attacks. I thought about the vet records I had from each visit. Timestamps, wound descriptions, treatment notes. I thought about Diane's laminated card. I pulled out my laptop at 2 in the morning and started searching. It took me an hour to find the website that sold the registration. It was a shell company in Nevada. For $40, you could get a certified ESA card with your dog's name and photo. No vet check, no training, no prescription. Just a credit card number and a shipping address. The next morning, I drove 45 minutes to the county records office. I stood at the counter and asked for the public records request form. The clerk, a tired woman with reading glasses, handed me a stack of papers. I filled out a FOIA request for all communications between Diane and the HOA board regarding pet policies, nuisance complaints, and enforcement actions from the past 18 months. I also requested her property's animal control call logs, her dog's rabies vaccination records, and any documentation she had submitted to the board to prove Sprinkles was a legitimate ESA. The clerk stamped it and said it would take 3 to 5 business days. While I waited, I called a lawyer. Not a big firm, just a solo practitioner named Margot who specialized in ADA cases. She charged $300 an hour and told me on the phone that emotional support animals have no legal standing under the ADA. They're covered by the Fair Housing Act, she said, but only for housing accommodations, not for common areas, not for HOA bans, and definitely not for bite histories. She said if Diane's dog had bitten mine 3 times, Diane was liable for damages, and if she had used a fake ESA certification to bully the board, that was fraud. I told her about the FOIA request. She said, "Call me when the records come in." The records came in on a Thursday. I picked them up in a manila envelope thick enough to bend. I sat in my car in the parking lot and read through them. There were emails between Diane and the HOA property manager, a man named Greg. In one email, Diane wrote, "We need to get that big dog out. He's a liability. I'll file the complaints, you process them. Keep my name off the paperwork." In another, she attached a template for the nuisance affidavits and told Greg to have 3 other residents sign them. She had written the affidavits herself. She had forged the signatures. I recognized one name, a Mrs. Patterson on Elm Street, because I had helped her carry groceries 2 weeks earlier. She had told me how much she loved